everyone, today we're going to look at the honey flow and how the seasons affect your hive and the bees. We'll also be looking at bee foraging and nutrition. Honey flow is a term used by beekeepers indicating that one or more major nectar source is in bloom and the weather is favourable for the bees to go out and collect nectar in abundance. The honey flow depends a lot on your climate, where you live and the seasons. Generally, spring and summer are the strongest times for the honey flow. If you live in a colder climate, the honey season may only last a couple of months. Whereas if you live in warmer climates, the honey season may last from early spring right through to late autumn. For me here, the honey season lasts from early spring all the way through to early autumn. Saying that, living in a subtropical climate can make your summers quite wet. A couple of years ago, it rained all summer and I had no honey to harvest. At certain times of year, you shouldn't take honey. Generally, it's a good idea to make sure your flow super is fully stocked with honey for autumn and winter. The bees will need enough food to keep them going throughout winter, when there's less or no abundance of nectar or pollen for them to forage, and they may be spending most of their time indoors. In warmer climates, having a vegetable garden or a flower garden provides a localised opportunity for your bees to get out and have a forage around. If your bees have had a bad year and don't collect enough honey stores, or if you rob your bees too late in the season, your bees may not have enough food to get them through to the spring and they could starve. It is possible to artificially feed your bees with a sugar syrup. I leave a full box of honey over winter to feed my bees, so I don't have to artificially feed them. Preparing a hive for winter is called overwintering. It's important to learn overwintering requirements from beekeepers in your area, because everywhere is different. So what do bees eat? Bees' food sources are nectar and pollen. These are their carbohydrate and protein supplies. Bees will eat some nectar as they collect it from flowers, but most of the nectar they collect will go back to the hive and turned into honey that is stored as food for the rest of the colony. Pollen is also stored in the hive and mixed with honey or nectar, as well as beneficial microorganisms. And this mixture is called bee bread. Nurse bees feed the bee bread to the larvae and the newly emerged worker bees. It's important to learn about your local flora and how it relates to your bees. By understanding what's flowering in your area at different times of the year, you'll be better able to predict the honey flow. This learning process creates a deeper understanding of your local environment, which is wonderful because it connects you to what's happening around you. And this is one of the many special parts of beekeeping. Connecting with your local bee group is a great way to learn from experienced beekeepers with extensive knowledge about your local area. So that's it for this episode, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Flow Hive YouTube channel. And if you have any questions, pop them in the comments below and we'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible.